Zero Authority is a community of people who believe in open source and permissionless systems. Thanks for supporting the community. Remember why you started.
Our mission is to create solutions to help people thrive in the digital economy. Cerulean Marketplace is the first product in the Creator Hub suite. We believe in this opportunity to work in Web3, and people coming in will be a massive shift. The marketplace will provide people the opportunity to find work, to find gigs, find services that can really help their teams, their projects, or their DAOs or communities accelerate. And this is going to be a place where people can come together, do it in a decentralized way, and offer a valuable service.
Currently, you see a lot of economic activity happening on chain, but it's very disoriented when it comes to trying to organize and carry out that work. You might have it occur in Discord or Twitter. There's a lot of opportunities that are not, they're lost, and their people's skills and their what they're really capable of doing is not able to be shined through right now.
How are you guys feeling? You guys feel like we've kind of weathered the crypto storm for a little bit here?
No. I feel like we're probably going to go ways down from here. I don't know, rock bottom. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. Predicting markets is just magic, but there was some big bank said apparently we're at the end of the bear cycle, which I don't know. That might not be right, and I think we will do lower. And I say bring it.
Yeah, I say bring it. So my long-term thesis is that rest of the year I think there's probably a chance for more volatility, and next year all the governments are going to be turning on the old money printer hardcore again and be back to doing what we do.
Speculation, right? It's so hard to guess those kinds of things. I mean, I feel like it's going to go down based on like a gut feeling, right? There's little science to speculation.
Yeah. The one nice thing is all of these institutional players, I think a lot of them, a lot of leverage has been taken out. So things feel a little healthier.
More stability. I don't know. We lost them.
Is Zero on yet?
Keeps having to join in. Are there any like special permissions to be able to talk on here or anything?
Nope, I just added you all as usual, and we're able to talk, so I presume he should be able to.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Fucking A.
Welcome back.
All right. Hey, Asteria, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I haven't heard a lot about you through the bear market, so I've been telling Hodl Stacks you guys must be crazy building, and turns out you guys are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we've been busy over quite a few months now.
Well, that's good. Lyndon and Asteria, thanks so much for jumping on here and recording this. And I know we had some hiccups, but I'm super stoked to talk about this. So this is going to be a little bit different format than the live stream, but that's okay because we'll add it later. So wanted to talk about what is the Valera Development Kit? Are you guys creating this SDK? What are people going to do with this? This is pretty cool, and I see that you guys got the grant to do this. And are you guys close to the launch?
Yeah, I say a bit more about that. Yeah, the Valera SDK, or as we like to call it, the VDK, is going to be our mobile development for stacks, and more in the future. Hint, hint. We're mainly focusing on mobile support right now because the wallet ecosystem is fairly empty. EX first, but that's pretty much it right now for real options. So a mobile SDK would provide a lot more tools for more developers to enter the community.
Yeah. What all do you guys envision people kind of first building with this for mobile?
Yeah, a wallet, pretty much. That's what we've structured it for. Our SDK can embed it into other applications as like side thing, like, maybe your app just has some stacks functionality, but the use case is definitely going to be for wallets.
So
Wallets. So
with the Xverse SDK today, and then when people can access the VDK, what's going to be some of the differences? I know I haven't seen a lot of mobile apps today, but do you think that there is going to be a lot more development in the coming years on Stack and using Lightning and using the Stacks network to actually use native Bitcoin?
I mean, I'm hoping for Stacks to have some growth. I know Bitcoin itself is going to have some significant growth over the time. I mean, it's inevitable to some aspects. Compared to Xverse, we offer kind of like the whole shebang. Xverse uses Stacks.js, I believe, and we've started from scratch. We're rewriting all of the core libraries in Go, lightning fast. This will open up the Stacks ecosystem a lot to more development, but it's hard to bet on what people are going to use, right?
yeah, it'll be interesting to see too. I feel like mobile is something that's really needed. You look at like the developing world and so many places around. There's a lot more people that have a phone in their hand, a laptop, even on their desk. So to be able to get those people onboarded and being all of this I think it's useful.
Yeah, definitely. Heroes Wallet definitely has a very nice user experience, but it's a lot of steps to get somebody to open their download a Chrome extension, enter your information, do all of that. I mean, we really want to simplify that process.
Yeah, yeah, that is going to be great. I know, like, even what we want to do later, we would love if there is a SDK so we can just do simple things on a mobile app. Today, we have the beta launch of our marketplace where anyone can offer their services, but we would love later on if you're able to see that through the mobile version and just have a on the go need if there are like those services that can be quick and on the go and if you just want to tap into it on your mobile phone, that would be so cool. I was even thinking about that moment where we fast forward into 2, 3, 5 years down the road and like Stacks Degens, it's a mobile game and it's powered by Stacks. You can use Lightning Network to pay different race cars or bet against different race cars for different tournaments, but you can do that all on your phone. That is really cool. And what are you and Asteria? Are you guys building this together? Or I know you guys. I know Asteria. You've done a lot with Savita, the Savita Guild with Miami coins and City coins, and does that kind of work into what you guys want to do there?
You want to answer that one?
Yeah, I mean, this does definitely empower us to do a lot more apps like a video game, gamifying stuff like having a wallet embedded in a game. That does sound interesting. We do want to expand our wallet to be able to like link up with other apps, that kind of a thing. But there's a lot of security issues around that, right? We don't want to just send somebody your private key. So we're working on so we can use something like Wallet Connect or something like that. Asteria, do you want to speak to the Savita City Coin stuff?
I mean, on that front, I mean, City Trends is just another smart contract on Stacks, I guess. You can, I mean, it just would inherit the general advantages of running something like VDK versus Stats.js or MicroStats, which is like transaction generation is like 6 times faster, for example. So when you're in a wallet or you're signing a transaction, it'd just be quicker to use the UI. And when you want to confirm something, it's just faster for the wallet to create the transaction in the first place. I think reversing back to what you said about gamings and stuff, I think that'd be really interesting because previously there hasn't really been a usable native library that's available and like documented for developers to use. So maybe like things like Moonray and other native games built in like Unreal Engine, Unity, those can hook into VDK since it's compiled and integrate stats into their games if they want to.
Yeah, it's something I was telling Zero the other day. Is like you saw a lot of these centralized entities that were doing lending and borrowing, and I think one of the things that they had the advantage of is it was just such an easy user experience on people's phones. They can just download the app, and where they know it, they think they're custodying their own coins, and they think they're doing all these things. And I think the ability to actually interact with these assets kind of the way they're intended to be used is just vital for the growth and longevity of all this.
We definitely need to come up with a solution sooner than later where Stacks kind of takes its place more as a gas token for Bitcoin, or it's just going to become, like Ethereum 2.0 on Bitcoin, right? Like if Stacks doesn't take the right place in the market, it could become something where it's not really Axie's want, it's not really what the community really wants, right? So the VDK project, I believe, will really help to steer that.
Yeah, and you guys are looking to integrate with some Lightning functionality as well, right?
Right now, we're starting it with Stacks.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to?
Yeah, we'll start it off on Stacks, but I think our focus on the future will be in Lightning. Yeah.
When you guys roll out the first SDK on iOS, is it also then are you guys going to start working on an Android version?
We're using a tool called Go Mobile. So basically, we write our code once in Go, and then it will automatically generate a binding to both iOS and Android via Objective-C and Colton, and Swift, so on and so forth.
Yeah, that'll be really, really useful. And today, if you could just explain like how difficult is it for like protocols or decentralized applications to create a mobile version of their product? How difficult is that, and how's this going to solve that problem?
It's very, very difficult to make a mobile app using Stacks unless you're using something like React Native where you have access to the JavaScript libraries. I mean, if you're writing like native code, you would have to have basically rewritten all of VDK to get any of this working. I mean, there really is no legitimate options for somebody that wants to write native code on mobile right now for Stacks, or just native in general. It's most JavaScript,
or even just not just just native in general. If you want to build anything native on desktop too, you have to interact with JavaScript some way, and lots of us don't want to do that.
Yeah, definitely for the security, right?
Yeah,
I mean, we have access to so many more like security options. Like on the iPhone has something called the Secure Enclave, so we can store private keys in there, which doesn't make sense to do from the JavaScript runtime of say React Native. That's a ton of security that is very needed in this community. I mean, also we can build stuff like hardware wallets with something like this, right? You can't really do that with JavaScript.
yeah. The reason why I asked, I was working with darkwayne.btc because he was doing his Bitcoin pizza event in Senegal, and like the only way that they were, because a lot of places in that region, and even like in Asia Pacific region, they're like totally on the mobile app and on your mobile phone. So it's not like they bring their computers everywhere. They have their mobile phone. So for the NFTs that he made, everyone had to use Xverse wallet and authenticate with their wallet to Gamma. So it was a great event, but it was just like really hard for new people to have a wallet, get their seed phrase, then go on to Xverse mobile app and then like navigate to the website. And it was just really, really hard to do all of that stuff for new users.
Doing a lot of that, even on the developer side for this project, is very important to us. I mean, Xverse, I believe, could be a good potential partner in the future, but there have a lot of steps to get started. And I believe every click you lose like X percentage of users, right? And they have, I think, 34 clicks is the minimum to get started in Xverse.
Yeah, from the developer standpoint too, you guys envision this to be, people are able to kind of come in and work without having to, you kind of picture this to be an easier way for people that kind of already are able to build like you guys are with Clarity and how Stacks is now. It's kind of interesting to hear kind of the way of the land and what kind of skill sets people need to have to work in this BDK.
I've made it necessarily, I believe it's more comparable. I mean, like I said, you can't really use Stacks.js or MicroStacks from a completely native application. So this is opening the world of possibilities for a lot more of the development community. Stacks.js for compatibility in a lot of ways. But a lot really are the insane speed of this thing. Like this thing, even on a benchmark, blows Stacks.js out of the park. I mean, it's not really even fair comparison. And for security, right, because you have access to the lower level workings of a phone, right? You don't have access to that as much from React Native per se. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And you're like you said too, you're able to program this once and then it'll be useful for both Android and iOS, right? Too.
Really quick too. So like when you guys tie in Lightning, will it be so anyone wants to use the SDK to develop whatever their mobile app is, will it be as simple as like turning on to use Lightning for wallet to wallet transactions, just turning that on in that mobile app that they build?
It won't be as simple as that. It's not like it'll be a toggle. Do you want to expand on that, Asteria?
Yeah, I mean, it won't be a toggle. It's doing Lightning properly is more complex process than and an active process rather than a passive progress where with like Stats.js or Bitcoin native where you can just create a Bitcoin address and then sign transactions on it and then broadcast it. Lightning's a lot more involved between the peer-to-peer messaging between people. It's more like think of it more like the comparison between building Blue Wallet, like a light Bitcoin wallet, and then building a Bitcoin full node. There's a lot more complexity involved in all the communication and peer-to-peer messaging between it than just a toggle, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes sense that it's more involved.
Or is a similar interface where we can. Like some places with Lightning, it's not going to make sense. The similar interface is going to come in more with our connection to Bitcoin. I have a different accounts model, so it's not going to be like cycle, but it's going to be simpler than, say, using 3 different libraries that were all written in completely different ways.
Yeah, for and for where you guys kind of see this going, is this going to be something you feel like you all are going to kind of continue working on from like the infrastructure level, or do you kind of want to get this out there and then you guys start building on it as well, using it as kind of your base layer?
Build it as fast as possible. I mean, as fast as we can get grants for it and push it out. And then, yeah, build something that uses it. That's the goal. I think our main project is going to be VDK, but it's going to be something that our products rely on. That Asteria?
Yep, that sounds about right.
And so, I guess, are you guys must be picturing in the future that we're going to kind of be in a mobile first world where, kind of how we're interacting with a lot of these dapps right now on the laptop. Maybe that'll be kind of, I mean, obviously you'll probably have the option to do that, but I think it seems like you guys are placing your bet that it's going to be on your phone going forward.
I think it's going to be on your phone. I mean, storing your private keys on your phone makes a lot more sense than, say, because of the security model of a phone is a lot different than, like, say, a laptop. They're still going to be using their laptops. I mean, I don't think we're going to see very many people deploying smart contracts from their phone, but maybe one day. It'll be probably about 50-50 like the rest of the world. I don't know if it'll be too much leaning towards the phone or not.
Yeah, that's really interesting thinking about the use cases for native wallets on our phones, and that's why when we came across this, we were like really interested to talk to you guys. Are you guys building with any partnerships in mind right now?
We're in partnership with TrueBit. LM Swab helped us outline this when we were first getting started. And yeah, with the Grants Foundation, the Stacks Foundation. In our future.
What can you give me some background on TrueBit? Because I know I was super bullish on like creating like your own data markets based on your own data. So like today we're sharing data with Facebook and Twitter, or we're sharing with other tech companies. But how I understand, they're going to be able to take all of your data that you're sharing and determine how do you monetize that. Is that what they're working on still?
We're very, very close partners with TrueBit. They share a lot of confidential information. Asteria, what are we allowed to say?
I'd make the guess not a lot, and just, I don't know, be leaking what they're talking about, but probably
Eyes facing to do with collectibles, and that's where I would end it.
Yeah, that's something
I don't
fair
think
to
what you
say.
described is what they're currently working on.
Yeah,
but what they're currently working on is very, very undercover, very undercover.
So
Okay.
sounds like we're gonna have to keep a close eye on them. That they're probably developing some really interesting stuff that we'll kind of be really impressed with later on. I don't want you guys to have to say something that you didn't want to say out loud. So I can understand that.
They are building some pretty cool stuff, though. I mean, you can probably get some hints at what they're working on based on the fact they're working so closely with us, right? I think you guys should definitely try to have them on your podcast. I mean, they're definitely doing a lot.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea, because I've been interested in what they're building and how they're going about it, because once you solve that problem, I think it's still early, to be honest, as far as how we share data with protocols and decentralized applications and then monetize that data. But I think looking back, those early protocols that pioneered this whole movement for the user-owned internet are going to be well received, And if they can build something now and roll out a clean user interface and the smart contracts work and everything works, I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't be successful, because today, I mean, we share so much data. I mean, we're sharing data with Discord right now, right? So that if we own all of that data and we want to monetize it based on what our needs are, I just see that as a fascinating use case for why this should
You're
exist.
talking about the centralized identifiers. Yeah, they are working on that still. I wasn't sure what you were talking about at first, but yeah, DIDs. Product coming from them.
Yeah, because I haven't seen many updates. I haven't followed them closely, but that's really cool to hear that they're trying to solve this problem. And I mean, decentralized identity, I mean, that is a really philosophically hard and technical challenge to solve. So it's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
I believe, if that DID technology does catch on, that would really change how we used technology, right? I mean, structure of how companies currently, corrupt populations will be kind of destroyed if we control our identity, we control our information. It's like, it'd be like if what is the European law, GRP for law? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
GDPR.
It's like if that was actually enforced, that's what DIDs will bring in my mind.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me think about the whole collapse with Terra and CeFi, but they actually paid back their loans to Maker and to Aave, right? Because they had to, because it was based on code. So there was no trust needed, right? These are trustless systems, and that's a great perspective. Like if you had GDPR and built-in privacy across all of these systems that you interact with your DID, and you can monetize that, that's what that would look like. And that's why it's just like a huge opportunity for everyone involved, right? Even the platforms that get to interact with your data, there's a value attached to that. And then us as the having the DID interacting with a protocol, there's a value to that transaction or that interaction with the protocol.
You necessarily need a DID for like a smart contract, but like a system where those all kind of complemented each other and worked together, like replacing current banking systems, would be quite nice.
Yeah, I could see that replacing so many just like centralized systems like that we have in place now over the next 10 to 20, 30 years and into the future. This was a really great conversation, and we're going to come to the end here because we need to wrap up. But Lyndon, where can people learn more about Valera and the SDK or the VDK, and then hope to use it in the future coming up?
The best way to look for updates is our Twitter at Valera Labs. We're going to be publishing a blog post soon detailing this in a lot more detail at valera.co. We just got that URL. Post something probably soon next week.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Before we depart, Huddle Stacks, any final words here?
No. Thanks for hopping on with us and working through some technical difficulties. Really excited to see what you guys are building. I always look to see kind of the developments and infrastructure. I always say like the infrastructure will lead to the growth on top of it. So it's kind of like I think it's a big unlock, and I think it'll be a big unlock going forward. You guys are building.
I agree with that.
I think mobile's how you really drive adoption.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Hey, well, thanks so much for the time today. You guys take care, and we'll definitely touch base again here soon. Appreciate it today.
Yeah, take care. Enjoy your weekend.